A federal plan for more offshore drilling may affect prices at the pump.
Daisuke Aguchi gives us a look at the impact of this year's flu season and what you can do to stay safe.
A shooting threat shakes up Spartans on Wednesday. Learn about it all here on Update News.
From the School of Journalism at San Jose State University, your source for what's happening with a fresh perspective on today's issues. You're watching Update News.
Welcome to Update News. I'm Shalise West.
And I'm Salvatore Maxwell. The campus community of San Jose State University was put on high alert Wednesday with a gun threat warning, following the Florida killing of 17 students earlier this month. Police weren't taking any chances. University Police Department warned students and faculty of a gun threat via text and email Wednesday afternoon. Some students found out about the threat through multiple media outlets or word of mouth.
A friend in our group chat, and he texted us saying that there's a gun threat on campus. That's the only way we found out.
This all started when someone notified University Police of graffiti that was written inside of the women's bathroom in Dudley Moorhead Hall on the 3rd floor. The graffiti read, "Shooting, 228, today, 5 p.m. Police say that they were taking the necessary precautions and had police officers patrolling outside of Dudley Moorhead.
I did not feel it was a credible threat, but we take everything that comes across our plates here very, very seriously. And so we wanted to make sure, we have 35,000 students and 5,000 faculty and staff here. We want people to be safe.
Amid the warnings of the shooting threats that were to occur at 5 p.m., some classes were canceled and others remained in session. Students inside Dudley Moorhead were worried and confused, but felt a sense of comfort from police activity.
So I was in Dudley in class, and I thought class would be canceled once I got the notification, but it wasn't because I had a midterm. But I still took my midterm, but I felt safer because I saw UPD patrolling around campus.
No shooting occurred on campus, but officers will remain on high alert throughout their patrols on campus.
Some San Jose State students will now be able to dress to impress for job interviews. Offers up to 40% were given in an event sponsored by the school's Career Center. Nora Ramirez has more on the story.
International business major Miranda Juan now has new shoes to wear for her job interviews. In a mall in South San Jose, JCPenney hosted a 3-hour-long student event to give Spartans the opportunity to buy career apparel. Miranda says that she is thankful to have this opportunity since she has to make smart decisions when it comes to her budget.
For me, this is such an opportunity, a great opportunity, because for a college student, we don't have a lot of money, and normally I wouldn't be able to afford these shoes.
SJSU's Career Center took the initiative to support students, enabling them to purchase affordable clothes, shoes, and makeup to help them prepare for the job market.
Because we want to keep building student awareness of the need to be not just mentally but also physically prepared for job interviews.
With the increasing gas costs, the unaffordable housing rentals, and the Bay Area's living costs, college students say that they have to find ways to reduce their expenses.
On top of the deals that are going on, I feel like we're going to get a steal here.
In the Bay Area, SJSU is the second CSU to sponsor an event aimed to help decrease students' financial struggles. On top of the 40% discount, students were able to find sales with up to 50% off on marked items.
Students say they are pleased that the university's Career Center is sponsoring this type of event and hope they continue doing so. In San Jose, Nora Ramirez, Update News.
The worst flu season in a decade is hitting the Bay Area. This year is as bad as the 2009 swine flu epidemic. Here's Daisuke Aguchi with more on the story.
Students have one more thing to worry about this semester. School is one of the places they can easily be infected by the flu because the vaccine is not offering much protection.
The CDC is very aware that this season's flu is the one that's hitting very hard is the H3N2, which the vaccine that was given out is only about 36% coverage for the flu.
Centers for Disease Control says 63 children have died of flu so far this season. Also, the overall hospitalization is higher than this time of previous years.
My son and my husband both got sick around Christmas time, actually, so that was kind of awful.
Getting the flu shot is one of the most effective ways to protect you from flu, and students can make an appointment and take a flu shot here at the health center. Okay, go ahead. The CDC says taking the medicines within 48 hours of coming down with symptoms will give the best chance of working.
I don't really want to get sick, so I take precautions, try not to sit next to people that close.
Cleaning your hands and getting the flu shots can stop you from coming down with disease, but rest is also important. Flu season usually lasts for 10 to 20 weeks, and although you can still get the flu, the peak of the season has just passed. On campus, SJSU Update News.
With more than 30,000 students on campus, it can be difficult for some to feel a part of a close community, but a new office on campus is creating a welcoming atmosphere for a growing number of students. Jelani Reyes is live on campus with more. Jelani?
Shalise, the campus has opened a new center for students. The Chicanx Latinx Student Success Center is located inside the Student Union and welcomes everybody. Inside the Student Union, between the food court and the bookstore, a new resource for students is open this semester, and students are already finding their way to it. The Chicanx Latinx Student Success Center.
I wanted a new way to socialize and make new friends, and so the center is a very welcoming space.
For students like Dora Jimenez, the center provides a space where she feels comfortable and content. As a Latina student, this is her go-to place, every day. Not only does the center serve as a great place for students to get to know each other, but some faculty holds the office hours in here, and it's a quiet place for students to study. Program Director Lily Gangai said it was a long journey, but she is thankful that they were finally able to open their doors.
We're very excited to finally be here, and we're central to campus here in the Diaz Campion Student Union. And so we are at a very great place for traffic to come through and students to be able to see that we're here.
Commuter students like Isabel Jimenez come here several times during the week in between classes.
I really enjoy coming to the Success Center because I get a place just to come and relax after a long day of work, of school.
Although the targeted group is the Chicanx Latinx community, the center hopes to expand resources to everyone at SJSU. It's open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Friday. The center will hold a speaker series on March 14th featuring the CEO and co-founder of Mindset's work. Live on campus, Jelani Reyes, Update News.
San Jose's mayor is trying to calm the community's fear of ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Mayor Sam Liccardo issued a statement Sunday ensuring that the immigrant community that they have his support. He said students should go with everyday activities and city police are staying out of immigration enforcement. Students such as Beverly Pace say it's important to spread awareness of the issue. She has taken it upon herself to use SJSU's SAMI app to share what type of precautions one can take.
If you're under the same idea that I am, which is we are all a community and we should all care for each other, then I think this is important information that people should be aware of.
The university currently has a few resource centers that provide help to undocumented students. Among those is the UndocuSpartan Resource Center located in the Student Union.
A class on campus offers students the chance to intern with a Silicon Valley startup. It's open to all majors, but as Melissa Uriar shows us, business and computer science students are especially interested.
This is the Entrepreneurship Lab, better known as eLab, a 3-unit course that offers a unique internship opportunity for Spartans. Professor Stephen Bennett created the internship course.
My plan with the eLab is that students, some students are very interested in doing their own startup, others are interested in working in somebody else's startup.
The internships often turn into full-time jobs. Loic Ngulu is a graduate student working at eClub, a personalized catering company for businesses. He got his job through his internship with the eLab. I'm here in Redwood City reporting from the eClub headquarters where I got a chance to talk to Loic Ngulu, a San Jose State student who was in the eLab course.
It's a lot of practical hands-on experience and things you may never touch on while you're at school.
Sean Carbray graduated fall 2017, and he says the eLab prepares students to enter the workforce in a way that no other course will. Dan Duwong, who was in one of the first eLab cohorts, says the eLab course transcends any typical school experience.
And it's just kind of like we can all call each other and ask each other for advice, and it's pretty valuable. It's like more valuable than reading some textbook.
Past eLab students have been business, engineering, and computer science majors. Professor Bennett says all ambitious students, regardless of their background, are welcome to apply for the course. On campus, Melissa Uriar, Update News.
A university committee is trying to improve campus inclusion and climate through the 5 draft goals. The Strategic Planning Committee is soliciting feedback online. One of those goals is to create educational opportunities promoting diverse perspectives, practical experiences, and critical thinking skills. Professor Stephen Frazier, co-chair of the committee, says he is excited.
Anytime I'm working with groups of people and seeing a variety of perspectives and then coming to conclusions and creating ideas.
The 5 goals emphasize engagement and innovation, academic excellence, quality of life, connections, and campus development. The committee will present a draft plan in May. This year's flu season has been taking its toll on many and has even resulted in a few deaths. Not only are people susceptible to this common virus, but as well as our canine friends. Bruno, the 7-month-old puppy, is feeling frisky again after a scary bout with the flu.
And he was just kind of coughing a lot that night. And it was kind of funny because he was very confused about it all. He didn't quite know what was going on with it.
Schoolie took Bruno to the vet, where they both were quarantined in her car for Bruno's treatment. He's back to playing with his friends now, after a week of recovery with antibiotics. Vets and animal shelters in 48 of the United States are busy with an outbreak of the dog flu. I'm standing inside of San Jose Animal Care Center, where guests and staff used to have to wear isolation gowns such as this one in order to protect their dogs against canine influenza. Vets are warning dog owners to be aware of the signs and symptoms.
So signs can include coughing, sneezing, kind of lethargy, not eating very much, but some dogs actually have very minimal signs that you don't even know they're sick at all.
According to the Humane Society of Silicon Valley, humans cannot get infected with the dog flu, but can transfer this virus to the dogs, and it passes easily dog to dog.
And the contaminants actually attach to your clothes, your shoes, everything. So you can't talk to any other dogs or not, or pet them.
Charlie Shafton's 2 corgis, Rocky and Baxter, went through a rough period with the flu, but are feeling much better now. If you suspect your dog has symptoms, keep your pooch away from other dogs and call the vet. Or if it seems like just a mild case, they may recover on their own. The Trump administration's proposed offshore drilling plan is raising concerns across the nation. Environmentalists say plans will harm ocean ecosystems. Kristen Lamb is live in the newsroom with more. Kristen?
Salvatore, more domestic offshore drilling could affect gas prices. A Trump administration official says the plan will increase energy independence.
The plan proposes to lease areas off the coasts to oil companies from 2019 to 2024. Sales in the Gulf of Mexico, Alaska, Pacific, and Atlantic regions are being considered. The Department of the Interior announced the draft proposed program in January. 2 more versions of the plan will be developed after public comment. Local laws in places like Santa Cruz County may affect the proposal.
Any onshore or coastal infrastructure that would be necessary to do the offshore drilling would be subject to voter approval.
At San Jose State, student activists like Jenel Thacker are speaking up.
It is definitely not a good idea. I mean, on an environmental perspective, I feel like we should transition from oil to a different sector.
Activist and environmental studies professor Destin Mulvaney says he is optimistic.
Fought very personally because I live pretty close to the ocean. First of all, there's a very long history of activism against offshore oil development in Northern California, so I don't think that we will see it come to our shore.
Today, the plan is still pending, except for in Florida.
When we come back, Marissa Scott will be here with a look at arts and entertainment.
Student organization celebrates the New Year of the Dog. Wanshan Chan shares more.
Avid cinema fan Cynthia Loretta has a scoop on a service that can save you big bucks at the big screen. Marissa Scott joins us with arts and entertainment.
Tell us all about the Chinese New Year celebration.
Well, San Jose celebrated it correctly. The San Jose State Chinese Student Organization organized a New Year Gala on campus to celebrate the Lunar New Year. This is the third year that the students host the gala. Huan Xun Chan has more about the story.
More than 300 people from San Jose area attended the gala of this Year of the Dog. Chinese student associations at SJSU, Dianza College, and Foothill College collaborated to make this event happen.
And we will keep this transition, make every more and more Chinese people to join this.
Yang says that most of the programs designed are based on the CCTV New Year's Gala to provide the audience a warm and home welcoming feeling. Other than Chinese traditional shows, Chinese rappers in the Bay Area were invited to integrate the gala into the American pop culture. This is a traditional Chinese dance.
Because I want to use the dance to tell everybody a happy Chinese year.
I really like the segment where they showed where they had two rappers on the stage that really cut through the feelings.
According to the enrollment data, SJSU is home to more than 800 students coming from China. On top of that, Chinese Americans and Chinese from other Asian countries add up to the list. Spring Festival has another important meaning to the overseas Chinese students, which is nostalgia. Zheng says that the Spring Festival is an important festival in the Chinese culture because it means auspicious, happiness, and reunion. Through this intercollegiate event, the associations hope to bring audience joy and a connection to home. On campus, Huan Xunchen, Update News.
Cinequest Film Festival 2018 kicked off at California Theater in downtown San Jose this week. The festival screened a film called Crystal on Tuesday night. It was directed by William H. Macy. More than 100 films are screened through the festival this year. The festival also hosts VR programs and speakers with big names such as Nicolas Cage.
We're expecting 110,000 people, 510 different events and parties and gatherings and screenings. You know, it's just a big, booming year for us, and we're very excited. We have the theme of impact this year because we look for an experience that's going to make a difference in your life.
Cinequest continues until March 11th at theaters in San Jose and Redwood City. San Jose State students are learning life skills to succeed in the adult world. Tuesday, members of the Associated Students gave student tips on meal prep, healthcare, car maintenance, and banking. #Adulting is the second installment in this life skill series hosted by the Associated Students House. 2 weeks ago, students learned how to stay classy with tips on hair, makeup, and the tying of men's ties. The idea comes after members of Associated Students brainstormed to have events about skills that students could use.
There was a pattern in the types of events that they wanted to do. We decided, wouldn't it be great if we did more of a series of events? And that's when we really started to tighten down the types of events we were going to do and what sort of things were going to be happening at those events.
#Adulting will have a third and final event of the series in April. No word yet on which skills will be covered. New semester is here, and the Student Union is welcoming students with its newest update, the Bowling Center. After 4 years of being closed, the new Bowling Center is much anticipated by the campus community. Shanyu Ren has more on the bowling center.
Located in the lower level of the Student Union, San Jose State's new bowling center includes 14 lanes, 9 billiard tables, and a lounge area. Despite being at level 0 of the Student Union, the center is well equipped. Brand new pins, static card, and the scoring system is the newest version. But for students, the bowling center isn't just for games, as many choose to come in and study or do homework.
I really like how the bowling alley is now open. There's more space for students to study, like during their breaks. And there's more fun stuff to do on campus now.
It's open in the morning till 11 p.m. and the manager is expecting more students to come in.
Billiards and bowling is kind of our focus, but in the student union arena, we want to have them enjoy it in any way they can. So there's a lot of opportunity for them to just come in and just hang out.
For students who like it quiet, the bowling center after its evening peak is an option to hang out and talk.
We come here just to speak and play. The noise is very manageable, so we can have a meaningful conversation in a new way while playing, and I really like it.
And for students that enjoy excitement, the new bowling center has mini games during bowling rounds, personalized pins, and daily cosmic bowling at 7 p.m.
2 weeks into its grand opening, the bowling center is already receiving promising amount of visitors. The goal is to have students come in at a low cost, and a lot of students are appreciating a new place to sit down with their friends before and after classes. Shanyu Ren on campus, Update News.
MoviePass hits 2 million subscribers this month, shortly after making their 1.5 million subscriber announcement in January. The company gained more customers after their holiday release of the MoviePass bundle offered at Costco. Cynthia Loera has more on the story.
MoviePass, a movie subscription service, has lowered its subscription prices to $7.95, making it cheaper than other services such as Netflix and Hulu. The subscription allows members to watch a movie at any participating theater up to once a day, all month long.
And I've been able to see movies more than one time that I've wanted to see. Like for example, Black Panther just came out, so I can go see that twice.
The price drop is only available to new subscribers who purchase a year subscription in advance, which is available at Costco. After purchasing a subscription, users must also download the MoviePass app and wait for their MoviePass card to arrive in the mail.
It seems a lot of steps for an app, for example, because we're not used to it. You know, we demand a little bit more faster service by that time. So that might be a turnoff for some of the younger people.
Students can use their MoviePass at more than a dozen theater locations throughout the Bay Area, including this AMC theater here at Valco Shopping Center.
The Bay Area currently has theaters from San Francisco to San Jose that are partnered with MoviePass. Students say the sudden popularity of MoviePass may cause the company to increase prices in the future.
Like Netflix started off as like $8, and you can get whatever the hell you want, whenever you want, no commercials, anything. And then it just kept on climbing to like $10, $9, and it kept on, it's all the way up to 12 now, I think.
MoviePass users can continue to catch the latest films as they hit the big screen, but will run into certain limitations with their subscriptions. Users can only see standard 2D movies, which excludes any 3D or IMAX screenings. In Cupertino, Cynthia Loera for Update News.
And that does it for arts and entertainment. Thanks, guys.
When we come back, Noah Ramirez will be here with a look at sports.
San Jose State's new tennis facility will be the location of a big tournament later this year.
SJSU baseball lost their coach at the beginning of the season. Marissa Scott tells us more about who is taking his place. Now we have Noah Ramirez here with sports.
Noah? Hi guys, a lot happened in sports. Baseball season is in full swing and the Spartans are on a quest to revert last season. Under a new manager, the young squad looks to its veterans for leadership. Noe Magaña has the story.
Play ball. Spartan baseball is back, and San Jose State is in the diamond trying to bounce back from last season's 1935-1 record. San Jose is off to a good start with 5 wins and 4 losses. SJSU split its opening 4-game series against the University of Northern Colorado and walked out with a win against Sacramento State, the University of San Francisco, and Cal Poly in February. Before the season opener, Update News caught up with players to talk about the team's expectations.
This year we have a lot more talent than we did last year, so I mean the focus was definitely just getting better every day, and I mean I think we did a pretty good job of that throughout the fall, throughout the winter.
The Spartans have 12 freshmen on the roster that is followed by 11 juniors.
Faced a lot of adversity so far coming up this season, so getting off on the right foot in these first 4 games will be a huge boost to the team's morale.
The team had to start the season under interim head coach Brad Sanfilippo after former head coach Jason Hawkins resigned on February 12th. Despite all the issues surrounding the team, players are focused on what they need to do on the field.
You know, we got a lot of good hitters, a lot of power guys, some good skill guys. You know, obviously we're pretty good off the mound too, and our defense is honestly good too. So I'll say we're pretty well-rounded.
Second baseman Kyle Morrison leads the team with a .379 batting average, 11 hits and a home run. First baseman Shane Timmons leads the team in RBIs with 8 and hit the team's other home run.
Our offense has really developed. We have a lot of veteran guys with a good mix of younger guys that kind of know what to do and how to do it.
San Jose State will host a 3-game series against San Diego State starting today and a game on Monday against Utah. On campus for Update News, Noe Magaña.
SJSU will host the Mubadala Silicon Valley Classic later this year after reaching a deal with the International Management Group. The deal will bring about benefits for SJSU along with the tennis tournament. Nicole Chong has more on the story.
SJSU's $1.5 million deal with IMG will cover the construction costs for new facilities. The deal will last for 5 years.
We'll have a court built here on the south side of the facility. It's called a stadium court, which will seat 4,000 up to 4,000 spectators.
In addition to the new court, construction will include new locker rooms and administrative buildings. Athletics officials hope the event will generate a lot of news coverage.
I think it's a great opportunity for San Jose State, just as a university, as an athletic department, and for the women's tennis team.
The tournament is just one of 5 that will lead to the U.S. Open Series and eventually to the U.S. Open Championships in September in New York. The athletes themselves are especially looking forward to the tournament. Sybil Govon is a #1 singles and #1 doubles player on the SJSU women's tennis team. She hopes to one day participate in the tournaments.
Yeah, I wish. I am a senior here, so I'm going to try to play more pro tournaments after I graduate. So I wish to play in bigger tournaments in the future.
The tournament will take place from July 30th to August 5th at the new stadium court. Reporting from South Campus, Nicole Chung, Update News.
The baseball team welcomes a new head coach for the 2018 season. A familiar face to the Bay Area baseball scene, Marisa Scott has the story.
The interim head coach for SJSU baseball is Brad Sanfilippo, replacing Coach Jason Hawkins, who resigned this month. Sanfilippo previously was the assistant coach for SJSU in 2013 and 2014, but took his talents to Cal Berkeley the past couple of years.
The guys that I got to work with in terms of coaches were awesome, and then the players.
From 2003 to 2009, Sanfilippo coached Los Gatos High School to 4 El Camino League titles and was inducted into the high school's Hall of Fame.
We've had a baseball team here at Los Gatos for a very long time, but we didn't win our first championship until 2006. And a lot of that had to do with Brad.
Sanfilippo worked hard throughout his career to get to where he is and is excited about the transition into head coach. Although people may praise the coach for the success of a team, Sanfilippo says that the players play the more important part in winning games.
It's always players. It's always players first. I think you have a vision as a coach. I think you have a vision and you have goals.
Even though his Spartan team is projected to finish last in the Mountain West Conference this season, Sanfilippo is positive about his team's abilities. He has faith in his incoming class and his seniors to get the job done.
I don't know that you can put too much stock into how people, think you're going to do, because at the end of the day, that doesn't have a whole lot to do with how you end up doing.
With the team's 5-4 start on the season, San Felipe has high hopes. In San Jose, I'm Marissa Scott for Update News.
San Jose State baseball beat called Poly San Luis Obispo 7-4 in a non-conference midweek matchup Tuesday night at Municipal Stadium. The Spartans swung their way above 500 in an offense backed by a pair of RBIs by senior Shane Timmons and sophomore Johnny Mendoza. Spartan junior Andrew Mitchell came in for pitching relief in the third inning and allowed 2 runs in just over 4 innings, picking up his first win on the season. The Mustangs stranded 12 men on base and grounded into 3 double plays, which helped boost the Spartan offense.
Ability to score some runs and give us a little bit of a cushion on the mound tonight, I think was big. We scored in the first 4 innings, and one of those was a 4. So, our ability to, we were going to need that tonight. We were going to need every bit of seven runs to. We need every bit of 7 runs to beat a team like Cal Poly tonight.
The Spartans are heading to getting ready to start conference play in a 3-game series against San Diego State Saturday afternoon at Muni. The SJSU football team has been on the road until now. The Spartans had their first game in the Bay Area on Wednesday night at Santa Clara against the Broncos. The Spartans exploded for 9 runs on 9 hits, with 4 runs coming in 1 inning. Cassidy Clark and Georgia Blair led the Spartan offense with 2 RBIs apiece. Starting pitcher Madison Erin was lights out, as she only allowed 1 hit to the Broncos in the SJSU victory.
It's good. She's had some tough losses, picking up a lot of nothing games into the 7th or 1-0 games. She had the one win she did have was the 1-0 against Indiana, and it's good to finally get some run support, and her throwing up a 1-hitter is one of the best things you can ask for on her birthday.
Up next for the Spartans, they will travel to Stockton and play 5 games in the Louisville Slugger tournament this weekend. And that's all I have for sports.
Man, baseball is one of my favorite sports, so I'm excited for this season.
Definitely.
And that does it for this week's edition of Update News.
From all of us here, thanks for joining us and see you next week.